All right, Dodgers fall to the Mets tonight 12-6, and they now lead the best of 7 NLCS 3-2. Mets respond. There shouldn't be no surprise. This Mets team ridden has been kicked down, written off, and they responded today after getting their teeth kicked in 2 nights in a row. Um, they respond and they take advantage of a Jack Flaherty who maybe wasn't 100%. I'm not sure. According to Dave Roberts after the game, he said that he was a little bit under the weather today. Um, Listen, that's just baseball sometimes. There's some days you just don't have it. And today that was Jack Flaherty, just didn't have it. The velocity was down on his fastball by 2 ticks. Couldn't find the strike zone, and when he did, he was leaving stuff all over the plate. And credit to the Mets, they had an aggressive game plan and they were ready to go. Um, they had Dodgers squandered a big opportunity in the top of the first inning, and it looked like again it was going to be another Dodger rout. They had second and third with nobody out, and just couldn't bring him home. Teoscar hit the ball hard to Francisco Lindor. Otani with a little brain fart did not run home. That would have made it 1-0. Freddie Freeman hit a line out right to Pete Alonso, and Tommy Edman struck out on a fastball upstairs. And then the Mets put 3 on the board on a Pete Alonso 3-run home run, which credit to Pete for getting on that ball. That ball was a couple inches down in the strike zone, but he was able to get under it, golf it out, and hit it hard. He hit it like 113 off the bat to dead center. And Citi Field was rocking after that. Now, there's a lot of anger towards Dave Roberts today, as it was very clear early on that Jack Flaherty did not have it today. So, as the manager, he had to make a decision. Should I take him out, start using some of my high leverage relievers, and try to keep us in this game to win it now? Or do I pretty much punt this game and go with my low leverage relievers and really let Jack Flaherty die out there? He let Jack Flaherty die out there. 3 innings and gave up 8 runs. And that was the difference in the ball game. I mean, it's frustrating, yeah. The thing that I'm frustrated the most with Dave Roberts tonight is, they asked him before the game, "How are you going to treat this?" And he pretty much said, "I'm going to treat it with some urgency because he wants to win and close this series out." I didn't see that. Didn't see that today. You let Jack Flaherty go out there to die. You knew he wasn't 100%. And the only silver lining and the only positive thing that has come out from today's ball game is that, number one, you did not use any of your high leverage relievers, which gives them an extra day of rest. Because I think some of the guys needed it. I think Blake Trinan the most needed it. And I think some other guys need it too. So you didn't use any of your high leverage relievers this tonight, and they're gonna have another full day of rest tomorrow before a bullpen game on Sunday. So everybody's gonna be up and ready to go. And number two, the offense still showed up. Now, they squandered chances early in this game in the first inning, and I believe in the third inning or the fourth inning to really get back into this thing. And Freddie Freeman got caught looking on a perfect breaking ball just on the outside corner. That is a strike. I know people try to say that was a ball. No, that was a strike. And with that home crowd, the home team's going to get that call every single time. This offense gave this team a chance, and I think that's probably the most frustrating that most Dodger fans are about today. It's that even with this horrible pitching today and Jack Flaherty not having it, offense still gave you a chance. Listen, it was 6-10 going into the bottom of the 6th inning, and you felt Citi Field kind of start to get a little quiet and start thinking about it. Like, oh no, are they going to come back and make this interesting? And had you had a quicker pull on Jack Flaherty, maybe they would have pulled out this game, or maybe they'd be in extra innings, or who knows. But don't say that you're going to treat this game and treat this game with some urgency, then you go out there and let Jack Flaherty die. Now listen, I understand why you didn't want to use any of your relievers and you wanted to see if Jack Flaherty can somewhat try to figure it out, because you need everybody for game 6 on Sunday. It is a full bullpen game. There is no starter. So everybody's got to be available and ready to go, which is good because some guys have some days off here. Michael Kopech hasn't been used since game 3. Evan Phillips got used yesterday, so he was able to knock off some of the rust off of him. Um, I'm frustrated, as I think a lot of Dodger fans are. This game was very winnable, but listen, at the end of the day, this team still found a way to take 2 out of 3 games. It's probably but fans are still going to complain, and I partially get it, but it's like the thing that is keeping me positive is that you have 2 chances to win it at home. You did your job and you took 2 out of 3. I said Dodgers in 6 from the beginning of this series. And you figured the Mets were going to respond today. And they did just that. Listen, this is a good Mets team. Like this, they were not getting swept. They, for damn sure, as they showed today, we're not going to let another team celebrate on their field. So the series returns to Los Angeles for Game 6 on Sunday. And it's going to be a rematch of Game 2, a bullpen game for the Dodgers and Sean Manaea for the Mets, who looked pretty good against them in the first game. Dodgers were able to kind of get him out of the game, not let him finish. They were starting to see him well, so they're definitely going to look at the tape and look at the game and say, hey, what can we do, against Sean Manaea to help fix this and have a better approach in Game 6, and I think they will. Just a frustrating outing from Jack Flaherty, and it's crazy how some fans and people could just turn on a player so quickly. After Game 1 on Sunday, he was the hometown hero. Let's give him an extension. He can do no wrong. And then he, has a bad outing today, and everybody's like, oh, he sucks. Let's get rid of him. Why are we still playing the hometown narrative with this kid? It's like, well, Jesus, man, pick a lane here. It's like he didn't have it. He didn't have it. That's baseball sometimes. And the Mets were playing with their backs against the wall, and they responded as they should, as you figured they would. I hate to be like this. Freddie Freeman needs to take a seat Saturday. He does. Was not productive again today at all. 0 for 5, and he struck out twice. And one of them was a backbreaker when he had the bases loaded and he got caught looking on a 3-2 backdoor breaking ball. I hate to be like this because Freddie's a Hall of Famer and he's a well-beloved Dodger, and he has been ever since he got here in 2022. He needs to sit on Sunday. Needs to sit. He does. You can tell that ankle is bothering him at the plate. He hasn't had any extra base hits this series. A lot of his hits, unfortunately, have come with nobody on base or with 2 outs. That ankle must be bothering him. And I don't want to say he's hurting the team, but he's close to doing that. And somebody asked Dave Roberts is Freddie Freeman going to be available Sunday for Game 6? And he said that he's going to have a conversation with him, which tells me off the bat that he's not playing Sunday. He's not. It makes sense with the left-hander Sean Manaea going in Game 6, but he just looked awful today. And just, if there's a Game 7, God forbid, I hope there isn't, but he could be available for then, because it's a right-hander, but I don't think he should be playing on Sunday, unfortunately. And I hate to be like that because he's a fan favorite. He's a great player. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame. But I think right now you need to look at the better picture and say, hey, dude, like you're slowing us down a little bit here. And if you want to get into numbers, the Dodgers are 2-0 when Freddie Freeman doesn't play. They won game 4 of the division series against San Diego, and they won game 3 of the championship series against the Mets on Wednesday. And Teoscar Hernandez needs to figure it out. He's been hitless so far this series, had more awful at bats. I don't know what happened to him, but um, he's got to figure it out. Whatever happened from the division series until 48-hour span, from game 5 to game 1, something changed because he hasn't been the same. And I hope he can figure it out, and I hope he can, help us out on Sunday because we need him, especially against the left-hander Sean Manaea. Even with all that said, if you're a Dodger fan, you still have to feel good about where you're at. You took 2 out of 3. You have 2 games at home. This is why you get home field advantage during the regular season. This is why. Now, I know a lot of people can say, home field advantage doesn't mean anything anymore. And you might be right. But if you have an opportunity and if you have a choice, I'm sure everybody would love to have game 6 and a potential game 7 in your own building. And the Dodgers have that. And all they have to do is win one game. That's all they have to do. One game. That's it. You have a rested bullpen for Sunday, and you have a Dodger offense that is feeling good right now. Even with this loss today, they made it competitive, and they made the Mets use their high-end relievers. Everybody pretty much you didn't see today was Phil Maton. You saw Edwin Diaz, who had to get a 6-out, who pitched. Now, granted, you had to get Diaz in there because he hadn't pitched in a while since game 2 on Monday, so you wanted to get him in there. But then Ryan Stanek had to get in there and pitch 2 innings. A part of it is just because the Mets bullpen is not that good. And another part of it is just, this Dodger offense can flip a game over. And it was 10-6, and that stadium was starting to feel it a little bit. Like we may still win this game, but the Dodgers are not going to go down without a fight. And they did that again today, which makes everybody so upset of why Jack Flaherty didn't have the shorter leash. Again, you got to feel good about their chances still. You have 2 games at home. You got to figure out a way to get one of them. And you're seeing Sean Manaea for the second time this series. And they were able to have some better swings and better at-bats off of him in game 2 at the end. Just got to win one game. That's all. And you have them in your building, and you have them in front of the best fans in baseball. Didn't say this was going to be easy. Get another chance to close them out on Sunday. See you after game 6. Adios.